Hello ladies and gentlemen, up for action today. We've got this Audi A3. This is a 2018 68 plate vehicle and it comes in a 1.5 petrol engine. I'll give you a quick tour round, outline the exit confounding the vehicle so you can see exactly what it is that you're waiting on. Starting on the front of the vehicle, as you can see the vehicle's in really pristine condition, very well maintained and looked after with a few light scratches throughout the paintwork and bodywork as to be expected given the age and mileage of the vehicle. Got a few very minor stone chips on the bonnet, again as we expect given the age and mileage of the vehicle, and the vehicle drives perfectly fine and starts with no problems. On the windscreen, the bonnet here, as you can see, the windscreen is fully intact, showing no chips to the windscreen, and both wipers work perfectly well with no problems at all with that. And overall the vehicle itself very well maintained and looked after, and overall it's a great example of the vehicle. Moving around to the passenger side of the vehicle, as you can see here, again the vehicle's in immaculate condition, very well maintained and looked after. Again showing a few very light signs of a few minor scratches along with paintwork and bodywork. But overall the vehicle is very well maintained. The rear alloy, as you can see, very well maintained and looked after, with a few very minor signs of wheel scuffing along the alloy, as you can see. However, overall again the paintwork and bodywork are very well maintained. On the rear of the vehicle, as you can see here, you've got your recently glass there. And again, you've got a few light signs of scratches along the front door and on the front panel of the vehicle. However, overall, very well maintained and looked after. Again, with a few light signs of wheel scuffing along the front of the vehicle. Overall, a great example of the vehicle, very well maintained and looked after, and clearly very loved vehicle by the previous owner. Moving around to the rear of the vehicle here, as you can see again, the vehicle's in immaculate condition, very well maintained and looked after. Got your rear parking sensors along the rear of the vehicle there, with a few very light signs and scratches on the paintwork. The boot of the vehicle again, as you can see, very well maintained and looked after, a great example of the vehicle. And along the top of the boot of the vehicle there, as you can see, you've got a slight dent in the boot here. However, again the vehicle does remain very well maintained and looked after, and again you've got your retinted glass along the rear of the glass there. Moving around to the driver's side of the vehicle here, again much like the rest of the vehicle, immaculate condition, very well maintained and looked after, with a few light signs of scratches, again as to be expected given the age and mileage of the vehicle. Got a few scratches in the front wheel there, as you can see. However, the bodywork of the vehicle does remain fully intact, showing no large signs of any dent, scratches or scuffs, and no signs of any rusting throughout the vehicle. Paintwork and bodywork just remain very well maintained and looked after, clearly a very well loved vehicle by the previous owner. Rear wheel, as you can see there, has got a few light signs of wheel scuffing, again as to be expected. And again you've got your recently glass there, and a very well maintained paintwork and bodywork of the vehicle, and overall a great example of the vehicle. Moving over to the interior of the vehicle here, starting on the rear, as you can see there, very well maintained and looked after there, showing no signs of any major tears or stains to the seats. Great example of the vehicle overall. Moving on to the front of the vehicle there, as you can see, very well maintained again with your half leather interior. Got a few light signs of stainage on the seats, having no tears shown up on the seats there, and the same on the driver's seat also, very well maintained and looked after. The vehicle comes with one key here and partial service history, as you can see in the images. No warning lights on the dashboard, and the vehicle drives with no problems. You've got your 6-speed manual gearbox here and your fully working entertainment system with built-in sat-nav. And that concludes this video. Thank you for watching, happy bidding, and I look forward to meeting you all on collection.